Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, we are going to check out a brand new SSR character, Vivi, and her kit. Now, she's not officially released in the game yet, and we don't know when she's going to come in the game, but I'm basically going to theorize when she's going to come in the game because it says that the release date of this character is going to be February 29th, and if we look at the February event calendar, if we come down to February 29th, it says new SSR teammate arrival, and you guys can clearly see that the silhouette looks kind of similar to Vivi's character design. The only difference is that she's not holding the fan in this silhouette, and this silhouette looks more like Yuri instead of Vivi. But Vivi is the fact that Pride One states that she's going to come in February 29th, and the event calendar has like a similar, like the silhouette looks kind of similar to Vivi's design. Is highly believable that she's definitely going to come on February 29th, which is going to be after the collaboration event. So the fact that we're able to check out her kit, I want to talk about her kit, and I literally want to talk about the future of the blue element because I feel like the blue element in this game is really lacking hard. And if Vivi becomes like a game-changing unit, this could be a huge meta shift for blue element. But before I get started the video, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys are new here on the channel, I have a Discord server, so if you guys are interested, the server link will be in the comment section down below so that you guys can join the server. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's hop right into the video. Alright, so when we look at all the blue elements we have in the game so far, all the blue element characters, so far, the only characters that have been pretty much good so far, meta-wise, is Blanc, Datamashini, Flight, Uric Mazino, Blurode, especially against bosses. I'll say Blurode is the best against bosses, and Khun Ron. Those are like the only top units for Blue Element. Novik is only good against bosses. He's not really meta because he kind of sucks in PvP, and he also kind of sucks in PvE as well because his survivability is really terrible. But against bosses, he's actually really good. So I'll say the biggest problem for Blue Element so far is the fact that Blue Element is really lacking a meta DPS character. And of course, Khun Ron, he's an insane DPS unit for sure. But the thing about Khun Ron is he requires a ton of accuracy because his special skill is where he's going to do nuclear one-shot damage. And if he can't land his special skill, he won't be able to pretty much do a ton of damage. But his attack speed is actually insane because if we look at his passive, he has like increased swiftness, which is like 120, which is really good. So he has like insane attack speed, but overall he's a unit that requires a pretty decent amount of investment. So Blue Element so far in the game is just lacking a DPS character that doesn't require a ton of investment, because Khun Ron of course requires a pretty decent amount of investment and you actually need a ton of accuracy on him. So when we look at Vivi, I feel like Vivi, she has potential to be a pretty insane character, and we pretty much we can literally fight her in the game right now. Like, if you guys don't know, there's like a boss event right now happening in the game and you can fight Vivi. She's really annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Like, after Kunadan, she has to be the second worst boss in the game because she just does a ton of damage. So I can definitely see potential in this character. Now let's go ahead and check out her kit. The thing is, the fact that she's not officially released in the game, her kit can literally change. So this isn't, you know, the final product of her kit. This is just speculation for now. So let's go and see what we have. So for her special move, driven by uncontrollable rage, Vivi charges at the enemy to pummel them with her fan. She then returns to her starting point. The pummeling attack deals 200% of her attack as damage 6 times and jolts the target. The last attack deals 5% of the target's max HP as additional damage. Vivi becomes invincible while using this skill. So for her special move, the fact that it says invincibility, now we don't know if it means, you know, she becomes like 100% invincible to the point where she takes 0 damage, or she's going to be immune to status effects. We don't know. But for her special move, if you guys haven't fought her in the game yet, she has this special move where she's going to do a one-shot attack and she's going to teleport. Not pretty much teleport, but she's going to charge towards the enemy and just instantly one-shot them with her special move. So right off the bat, it seems like she's going to be a unit that's going to rely on a ton of accuracy, because in order for her to actually land this damage, in order for her to land this attack, she has to have a decent amount of accuracy. Now, when we move on to her next active skill, it says Vivi summons a clone at her location and then teleports behind an ally or to an area where an enemy combat power is low when attacked at close range. Cooldown 8 seconds. The clone dances for 8 seconds, provoking nearby enemies and dealing 500% of her attack as damage every second. So for this active skill, it's pretty interesting because she has the ability to provoke nearby enemies, and that's actually really cool. And if you guys know what provoke means, provoke is basically taunt. She can basically taunt with this clone, and the enemy is going to focus on attacking her clone. And then it says cooldown for 8 seconds. So this active skill pretty much has like a 8-second cooldown, and this clone does a ton of damage because it's able to teleport behind an ally, and she can basically attack an enemy who has low combat power. So if the enemy has, let's say hats runs like 10k power, if he has 10k combat power and his combat power is the lowest in his whole team, she is going to target hats with this active skill, because it says Vivi summons a clone at her location and then teleports behind an ally or to an area where an enemy combat power is low. So she's going to teleport behind an ally, or she's going to target an enemy who has low combat power. So that's pretty much her active skill, and it says 500% of her attack as damage. That is insane damage right there. So she can definitely deal insane damage with that active skill. Now, when we look at her next active, Vivi's attack speed increases by 15 until the end of the battle, and her next basic attack is enhanced. Attack speed increase max 5 stacks. So right off the bat, she has attack speed increase, which is going to allow her to do a ton of damage over time, because of course attack speed means more damage, she can attack faster. And it says the enhanced basic attack is guaranteed to result in a critical hit and block the target's HP recovery for 10 seconds. The HP recovery block cannot be removed. So her active skill, this active skill is kind of similar to Evankhell, because Evankhell also has an HP recovery debuff where the enemy won't be able to recover HP because she has an HP recovery block. It's kind of also similar to Child Dorsey as well, because Child Dorsey, she can also inflict energy recovery block. So that's pretty much her active skill. I feel like for this active skill, the best part about it is the attack speed increase. Now, it all depends on how much damage she's able to deal. The fact that she has like max 5 stacks for this attack speed increase is actually insane. So she's going to be doing some pretty good damage, because max 5 stacks, that's pretty much 75 attack speed increase. That's 75 stacks. That's like 75% attack increase. That's actually really good. Now let's look at her passive. Vivi has a deep hatred for things more beautiful than herself, but a low wariness of summoned beings, decreasing her damage dealt to summoned beings by 90%. So her passive, she's pretty much like she won't be able to deal as much damage against summon units with her passive, because the amount of damage that she's going to deal against summon units is going to be decreased by 90%. And she's also going to create a tornado that's going to push back enemies, but summon units won't be pushed back. So this passive basically states that it's just not going to work against summon units. So let's say the enemy team has Punisher in or Gusting, she won't be able to push Gusting's bots away or Punisher in's bots. So that's pretty much her whole kit overall. We still have no information on her exclusive equipment, but reading her kit so far, she definitely has potential. Now, I won't say that she's going to be broken, because this isn't her final kit. This is just speculation for now. So we're just going to have to wait and see her full kit. But this is really, really important, because I feel like Blue Element is really lacking. Like, out of all the elements we have in the game so far, I feel like Blue Element, like the top 2 elements that are lacking right now are Blue and Red. Red is still missing a solid tank unit, and Blue is pretty much missing a solid DPS unit. So we're still just gonna have to wait, because Vivi, I feel like she definitely has potential. And this is why I say this, I hope for the collaboration event we end up getting, like, I hope for the collaboration event Escanor, Meliodas, and Elizabeth are blue element. That will be a huge buff to blue element overall, because you guys remember, for green element was kind of the lowest element in terms of like when we were talking about which element was like meta or not meta. Before the Seven Knights collaboration event, green element was definitely, I'll say, fourth best or third best, because that is a hard and Child and Dorsey, they were pretty much carrying a green element. But as soon as Rachel, Yeon, and Shanae came in, green element definitely boosted up to like probably top three best elements in the game, because the top three best elements in the game are yellow, green, and purple. The reason why purple is, the best is because of Joaquin, Kaseya, Gustang. Purple team has just been absolutely insane overall. So hopefully for this collaboration event, these three collab units are going to be blue element, because if that's the case, this is going to be some good news for blue element overall, because blue element needs a huge buff. Because I'm not gonna lie, right now for trial area, I'm pretty much stuck. Like, I'm not really hard stuck in blue element trial area, but it's really hard for me to progress through a blue element trial area, because I only have one solid blue element DPS unit, which is Kun Ron, and most of the time he always misses his attacks and he requires a bunch of accuracy. So we really, like, we're in desperate need of another blue element unit that's basically going to change the meta, that's going to carry blue element by a lot. Because blue element, the only thing that blue element is missing is a solid DPS unit that can dish out a ton of damage. So after reading Vivi's kit, there is hope, but she's not out yet, so I'm not gonna say, oh, she's going to be meta, she's going to be broken. But this is just speculation. As of to right now, I feel like Vivi, she does have potential, but her kit, maybe her kit is going to change when she when she actually comes to the game, which is going to be after the collaboration event. Maybe her kit is going to change, but for now, she definitely has potential to be a pretty solid DPS unit. She has attack speed increase. She has insane one-shot damage potential. She also has HP recovery block, which is going to be really good. And she also has provoke. She can basically make her clone provoke enemies, which is going to basically increase her team survivability overall. So her kit seems pretty good. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.